Right off the bat, I did want to say that through gaslandmovie.com, you can just go to that. There's a map of the United States, like the ones that you've seen. You can click on Michigan. It will give you action alerts there. You can go to the about what's happening, different organizations, both national and local, to get involved with. Or at the simplest level, just go there and it says take action. You can send a letter to Congress about the FRAC Act, supporting the FRAC Act. There are pieces of the FRAC Act that have been broken up and put into the energy bill that's happening right now. And there's daily updates about that at the Gasland Facebook page. So there's like a scrolling news ticker about what's happening today, and it changes every day. I was in DC 3 times last week to talk with various congressmen and women and senators and the EPA about what's going on now. So I'm happy to do updates. But first, before we take questions, I just want to hand the mic over just for just a brief statement from you guys that says what's been happening with you, obviously in 2 different places, so you can get a little sense of how this, because obviously it didn't get to Michigan in the film, but it's a huge issue here. So maybe Mary, okay, Mary first and then Jamie.
Hi, my name is Mary. We were approached with an oil and gas contract in 2004. We have just under 1,000 acres in Manistee, Michigan. The oil and gas companies told us to go around and check out these sites, that they weren't that bad. So we did. And we found earthen pits. And exactly what you've seen on that TV today is what we saw. We started filming it, and we sent it to the governor, Attorney General Michael Cox. We've sent it everywhere we possibly could send it, to OGS, and the DEQ, the DNR. They're very well aware of what is going on, and nothing is happening. We got caught filming one of the earthen pits, my dad and I did, and the next day we went back to film some more, and they bulldozed the whole thing and like it never existed. So we're still fighting. We refuse to sign an oil and gas lease contract. However, you got offered quite a few dollars. I mean, they only offered us $50 an acre.
Right. Well, the prices range depending on what the people in that area expect to pay. In Dimmock, the people leased for $25 an acre. There's Gasland postcards going around right now that give you information about our website and what you can do to sign up there. And I really would encourage you, please sign up. This is the first screening of Michigan, but we will be doing, we're opening the film in theaters in September. It's at the end of its, yes, it's great. At the end of our HBO run, which has caused a lot of attention. But please go ahead and tell your friends. We're going to be opening it near here. I'm not sure exactly where and what theater or anything, but stay tuned for that. I don't know, Trish, did we find the sign-up sheets as well? Because there's some sign-up sheets going around now, so you can either do that online or you can do it right here. So let's hear from Jamie, and do give us a sense of what happened or what's been going on with you.
My name is Jamie Longchimner. I'm originally from Lewiston, Michigan. My voice isn't normally like this. This is my red zone, and I decided it was worth taking a risk on my health to come down here and talk. What happened to me was, and what's happened to a lot of people, is we were exposed without our knowledge to hydrogen sulfide release. Hydrogen sulfide is heavier than air. We lived straight downwind 7,200 feet from an offloading facility of sour crude. It destroyed my health. Didn't know what had hit me, but I knew a lot of other people were sick too. It wiped out my immune system. I couldn't hardly talk. I was always hoarse. My controlled asthma is now uncontrolled. I have a bag that I have to carry nebulizer around, oxygen in a bottle because Medicare, I'm permanently disabled, won't provide me with any oxygen. So I go on eBay and I order oxygen for oxygen bars and take out the little smelly things. I had a stroke. This has all been backed up by my doctors, because when they came to the point when they said, we don't know what's wrong. We know what we think is wrong. But we're telling you right now, if you do not leave Lewiston, if you do not leave Michigan, you will die. Now, my husband at the time couldn't deal with that. we're in a divorce. And I have a wonderful husband now. But when you have to leave your home because the DEQ won't listen to you, the DNR, we've been contacted everybody you have. We even contacted Michael Moore, I don't know how many times, with no response. Eric Brockovich a couple times, but she was just too overloaded with other cases. We couldn't find a lawyer to take our case. It was a nightmare. I sold my house at a loss. I had to just, we ran to get me out of there. And there's so many other people who died and who are so sick in the Lewiston and Gaylord area and the Manistee area. And because we've dealt with some people in Manistee. And it got to the point where I couldn't deal with all this. I was permanently disabled. I was an emergency medical technician for 16 years. That career ended in March of 2004. I believe it was March 4th. I was divorced. I had no way to take care of my children. I lost everything. I got nothing from any oil or gas company. All I got was a lot of snickers, a lot of, you won't catch us. Well, we have, but we don't have a lawyer. And so we just kept moving north. We were in Wolverine, we were in Toppinby, ended up by Petoskey, and now I'm in Sheboygan. And they're going to be bringing in more wells from the Collingwood and Utica Shale, which the state has no regulations for, which to me is just a travesty. And I'm looking at these wells and knowing what they're going to be doing to people. And people are now starting to get hungry for information. I wear my shirt all the time and people say, I want to see that, but I'm on a waiting list. Well, come over to my house, I'll show it to you. Sorry guys.
Okay.
I've done it a couple times.
No problem.
But you know what? People are hungry
Do a big house.
No.
Put it, throw it in the front yard or something.
Well, you know the backyard is...
Well, but so there's leasing going on in that area?
Yes, lots of leasing. And we went to a meeting in Sheboygan, I know I'm going on, and I apologize. And we were handing out pamphlets. I was wearing my mask, which you wear. And people asked me, was I just doing it for effect? I said, no, I'm doing this to save my life. I'm standing on fresh asphalt. Today, just being here I won't be getting out of bed tomorrow. But it was worth it for me to come and tell you to look at what's around you. If you see someone who's sick and they don't know why, look at what's around you. 9 times out of 10, it has something to do with oil and gas. And I have so many people, and I used to be really shy. I would go up to them, and I'd be over here talking, and they'd say, oh yeah, such and such is sick. And I say, what are the symptoms? And they tell me. And I say, what's around you? And they said, well, a couple miles down the road, there's a compression station. I said, there you go. Check it out. I'll give you any information you want. I don't have any money, but I got lots of information. So I just want people to be aware of what's going on around them. And you being here today is a big step, and it makes me very happy to see them.
Thank you.
Certainly you can both answer if there's something you have to chime in about any of these questions.
Let's take a question. There's one right there, gentleman with the water
The
bottle.
microphone coming to you.
Is there an alternative to this type of drilling?
Well, at the current